Good afternoon and welcome to Urbana Middle School. Jason Liggett back with you on the Tigers Media Network as we get set for a couple of games here. 7th grade coming up first between the visiting Edison Comets and your Urbana Tigers. And we are set to get underway here. BJ inbounds this one to Barack for the Comets, and we see that Tigers defense try to poke that away right away. Here's Jaden now for Edison. He gets stuck and passes it to the big man. They get it outside, and that one's swatted away by Urbana's Kelsey Jackson. Jackson having a nice season so far. You'll hear his name called quite a bit tonight. You'll also hear the name of Kyrie Hillsman called quite a bit. And here's Elijah Bell with the ball on the baseline for the Tigers, and he inbounds it to Kelsey Jackson, and Jackson moves the ball ahead. This is Titus Cody, and whistle there. Foul will be on the floor against Edison. So will be Tiger basketball here on the near sideline right in front of the Edison Comets bench. Elijah Bell feeds it over to Hillsman. Hillsman now back to Cody. And around the three-point line they go. Penetrating the defense there is Elijah Bell, and he gets it taken away. Here come the Comets. We're scoreless here. 5:10 remaining in the first. Tigers come away with the rebound. Titus Cody dribbling up and feeds it to Elijah Bell. Kyrie Hillsman comes up with the ball. Hillsman driving inside. And he draws the foul. So Kyrie will be headed to the line here for a couple. And Hillsman gets the first point of the game, so Urbana's up early, 1-0, 4:53 left to play here in the first quarter at Urbana Middle School. And gets them both to go. Perfect trip there to the line from Kyrie Hillsman. It's Edison basketball. Jaden's dribbling up court, and the Tigers are pressuring. That's Kelsey Jackson back, pressuring the Comets. They do advance the ball, and they get it to the big man down there. And he draws the foul. That one goes against Hillsman. And now Jakiri is headed to the line, number 53, for the Comets. And he gets the bucket and the foul there. So now the Comets up one. It's a 3-2 ball game in favor of Edison. Urbana trying quickly to move that ahead, but good defense there from BJ. Almost coming away with the steal, but he gets it out of bounds, and it will be Urbana basketball. There's Moser driving in now. Moser looking for the hoop, throws it up, and that ball gets wedged between the rim and the backboard. So there you go. Kyrie Hillsman able to unwedge that. No ball needed, just swatted it down. So Edison up by one here. 3-2 ball game, and Comet basketball. Kyrie Hillsman blocking all of that, but that ball finds the hands of BJ, and BJ throws it back in. So it's a 3-point lead here for Edison. 5-2 ball game. And foul's going to go against the Tigers. They're calling that one, I believe, on Jackson. So that will be his first foul, and No, that one's going against, excuse me, that one's against Barak there. So it goes against the Comets, remains Tiger basketball as Barak grabs a seat on the bench. Some fresh legs into the game. That looks to be Paxson is in the game now for Edison. Throwing that one up was Cody. He cannot connect, and Edison gets the rebound. Jaden tries to throw that across court. Paxson unable to hold on to that one. It goes sailing out of bounds. Will be Tiger basketball here. 3:44 remaining in the first. Tigers trail by 3. It's a 5-2 ball game. Hillsman dribbling up court for the Tigers. Drives through the defense and gets the bucket. And he's headed to the line for a three-point play. Has the opportunity to tie things up here. As the Tigers trail by 1 now, it's 5-4. Kyrie Hillsman headed to the line. Hillsman doesn't get that one to go. He's 2 for 3 from the free throw line today. He has all of the Tigers' 4 points early on in this ball game. And good move there by Edison as they now extend their lead to 3. It's a 7-4 ball game in favor of the Comets. And we're going to have an over and back call there against Joe Moser. So Edison's defense trapping Moser, and Moser tries to dribble out of trouble, but finds himself crossing back over that half-court line. So Edison calls the first timeout of the ball game as they're up 7-4 here with 3:15 remaining in the first quarter. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network, whether that's streaming live on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/UPTV6, or watching later next week. This will air on Urbana Public Television. That's the City of Urbana's public education and government access television channel, seen locally on Comcast Xfinity channels 6 and 1096, AT&T UVerse channel 99, and i3 Broadband channel 6. So 3:15 remaining here in the first quarter. It's the Edison Comets up 7-4 over your Urbana Tigers and Edison basketball. BJ gets this one into Jaden. Jaden now dribbling up court, being double teamed by the Tigers, passes it over to Paxson. Paxson now up top, looking for someone to pass it to, and he finds someone. He gets trapped. The Tigers defense clamping down here. A near takeaway, but coming away with that one is BJ. Ill-advised pass there by the Comets. Trying to come back up with that one was Luke, but ends up in Kyrie Hillsman's hands. And here's Kyrie going down. And will be Edison basketball here. So foul goes against Hillsman. That's Hillsman's second foul here early on. He's got 4 points. All of the Tigers' 4 points so far in this game. 7-4 ball game. Edison basketball with a lead. Luke passes it to BJ. BJ inside, gets the bucket. It's BJ's 4th point of the afternoon as that one advanced ahead. Very good pass there to Elijah Bell, and Bell gets on the board with a couple. So Elijah Bell with 2 points as the Tigers trail by 3. It's a 9-6 Edison advantage here. 1:53 remaining in the first. And they're going to add to their lead right there as they get it down low to Jakiri. And he's got 5 quick ones here. It's an 11-6 ball game. Kyrie Hillsman with the ball, gets it over to Titus Cody. Cody dribbling in, and he loses that one to Luke. And foul called on Urbana. And we have a couple of substitutes here. You see Titus Cody and Joe Moser headed to the bench for the Tigers. Malik Lawrence into the game. As is Curtis Kennedy. There's Paxson dribbling into trouble, and Malik Lawrence having an immediate defensive impact there as he takes that ball away, but then gives it up to Jakiri. And going to be Edison basketball here, I believe. Timeout called by Urbana. So Coach Adams wants to talk things over here as the Tigers trail by 5. It's an 11-6 Edison lead with 1:19 remaining. We appreciate you tuning in. Of course, no fans allowed here at Urbana Middle School due to the COVID-19 pandemic and health protocols, but we're happy to provide this service to you, streaming these games on Urbana Public Television's YouTube. We're in the first quarter still of the 7th grade game, and we will have the 8th grade game following tonight. Back underway, Elijah Bell has the ball. Bell gives it up to Kelsey Jackson. Jackson going to Curtis Kennedy down low, and a travel is called. So turnover, and it will be Edison basketball. Isaac into the game for Edison. He passes that ball inbounds to Jaden. Quick release there, and off the mark. So will be Tiger basketball here. Just under a minute left to play. We're at 50 seconds. Urbana trails by 5. 7th grade boys basketball from Urbana Middle School. Edison called for the foul, and will be Urbana basketball underneath their own hoop. Set to inbounds. This one is Kennedy. They find Hillsman down low. Oh, Hillsman had a good look at it, but couldn't get it to go. Fighting for that rebound, but Edison gets away with it. And then they get it taken away. That's Lawrence. Malik Lawrence dribbling up now. He hands it off to Jackson. Kelsey Jackson finds Bell on the far side. Good look there to Kennedy. Kennedy throws it up and gets that one rejected, swatted away by Trigg. Excuse me, that looks like Jaden got that block there for Edison. Lawrence thought about that one. Lawrence dribbles inside, gets the floater on the run, cannot get it to go. Hillsman rebounds that one and tries to bounce that off, but nothing going there. So that wraps up the first quarter as the Edison Comets leading your Urbana Tigers 11-6 in 7th grade boys basketball action here at Urbana Middle School. And a couple other games that we've called so far this season. The 7th grade, at least, the Tigers have had clamped down defense, which has led to many offensive points. We haven't seen that so far this game. Edison seems a little bit more advanced in their skill set than some of the other Tigers' opponents to this point. So Coach Adams and Urbana are going to have their work cut out for them today. I'll have to continue to press on the defensive side of things and hope that that can turn into offense. As they trail by 5 after the first. So we'll get started with the second quarter here as it's an 11-6 ball game. Advantage to the Edison Comets. Jason Liggett with you on the Tigers Media Network. It's going to be Urbana basketball here. And Joe Moser going to take this one out, and he gets it inbound to Malik Lawrence. Moser back to Lawrence now. Lawrence thought about that one. Passes it back to Moser and around to Bell. There's Elijah Bell. Tries to get it to Kyrie, but that one is swatted away and winds up in the hands of BJ. And a carry called there on Edison. So it will be Tiger basketball. 5:44 left to play here in the second quarter. Malik Lawrence will take this out for Urbana, and he inbounds it to Titus Cody. Cody passes that one in the middle of Bell and Hillsman. Hillsman gets up with it. Hillsman driving inside. And Hillsman's called for the charge there, so that's 3 fouls on Hillsman, I believe. That definitely could be trouble for Urbana. He's given up some size down low, which we don't see too often, or haven't yet, but he's facing some challenges here today. He's already got 4 points, but the Tigers trail by 5. It's an 11-6 ball game. And there's Edison getting the rebound, the putback, and the foul. Big play there by the Comets. That was BJ. So BJ's up to 6 points and headed to the line. As Edison up 13-6 now. And Kyrie's going to get a break there on the bench. Coming in to replace him is Kelsey Jackson. So Urbana giving up any sort of height that they have there and traded in for speed and quickness. Some good ball handlers on the court now for the Tigers. There's Kelsey Jackson. Jackson driving inside. Almost got that one. And he's full of energy coming off the bench here. Edison advances that well on the offensive side and tossing it in for the Comets is Barak. Barak with a couple now. 16-6. Edison's lead has blossomed to 10. 4:48 left. Throwing that one up was Joe Moser and doesn't get it to go. He's off the mark, and it's Edison ball now. They advance the ball, get it down low to the corner. Go to throw that one up, and a travel is called. So turnover there for the Comets. Looks like that was Navarius there on the travel call. So Kelsey Jackson gets it over to Moser. Back to Jackson. Jackson, wide open three. Can't get it. But Bell rips down the rebound, and a double dribble is called there on Elijah Bell. And it will be Comet basketball. Timeout is called with 4:25 remaining here in the second quarter, and Edison is up 16-6. Looking ahead to the Urbana Middle School boys basketball schedule. The next game that, we don't have them on the rest of our broadcast schedule for the month of February. We'll be back on Monday with volleyball at home against Franklin, and then next Friday the 26th, volleyball at home against Jefferson. The Tigers are hosting Mahomet in boys basketball this coming Saturday the 20th. They have prior commitments to Urbana High School swimming and diving that morning, so we won't be carrying that as we're back underway here in the second quarter, and whistle blown there. It looks like the foul is going to be against Urbana here, and I believe that's on the floor, so it's just going to be Edison basketball. Looks like Emery's taking this one out for Edison. Now Emery is switching up with BJ. And foul called there as Jakiri trying to get it up, and he'll be headed to the line. Jakiri with 5 points already, as Edison finds themselves up 10 here with 4:06 remaining in the second quarter. It's a 16-6 ball game. Jakiri misses, but Edison gets the rebound, and trying to throw that one back up was BJ. And can't get it to go, but does draw the foul. So now BJ headed to the line for a couple. See if he has better luck than Jakiri on his most recent trip there. BJ already has 6 points for the Comets. He's trying to add to that here. Misses the first one. And can't get the second one to go either. So the Comets don't make the Tigers pay there for a couple of fouls down low. 0 for 4 on that trip to the line from Jakiri and BJ. So Tiger basketball. Throwing up that floater there was Malik Lawrence. He was off the mark, and Edison rips down the rebound, and travel is called. Curtis Kennedy headed to the bench for the Tigers as Titus Cody comes into the game. Joe Moser bringing the ball down the court for Urbana. He goes all the way inside, gets in a little bit of trouble, and knocking that one away is Jaden. Jaden on the fast break, throws it up, can't get it to go, and ripping it down is Elijah Bell. Bell advances that ball a little bit too far there, And out of the reach of Malik Lawrence. Lawrence did get it at the baseline, tried to throw it back in, but he did step out of bounds in the process. So good effort there from Urbana. Just a little bit too much on that pass. And Edison's going to tear him up down low here. We see Jakiri getting another one. He gets the bucket and the foul. So Edison's lead now at 12 points at an 18-6 ball game with 3:05 remaining here in the first. Edison gets the rebound and gets the putback. So they're now up 20-6. Urbana trying to get any offense going here. That's Malik Lawrence missing that shot. And foul called there against Edison. So will be Urbana basketball as they try to trim into this 14-point deficit. It's 20-6 lead for the Edison Comets with 2:40 remaining here in the second quarter. 7th grade boys basketball from Urbana Middle School. Kelsey Jackson dribbling down for the Tigers. He hands it off to Elijah Bell. Bell now tosses it off to Moser. And then it goes back to Kelsey Jackson. They look to Malik Lawrence in the corner. Good look, but can't get it. Nice steal there from Bell, and the putback from Elijah Bell. So he's got 4 points. Good game so far for Elijah Bell. Couple of key takeaways. And a couple of buckets. Rebound goes to the Tigers. They advance the ball. They've got numbers here. Get it up to Lawrence. Lawrence gets that one blocked, and it winds up in the hands of Isaac. And he gets it up to Jaden now. Jaden goes down low, and good look and good bucket from BJ as they put the lead back up to 14. 22-8, a minute 30 remaining here in the second. Advantage to the Edison Comets. There's Elijah Bell. Lawrence passes it back to Bell, and Bell feeds it over to Kelsey Jackson. Tigers try to penetrate inside. Ooh! Oh, and they're not counting that basket. That's unfortunate. That was a good effort there from Kelsey Jackson, but fouled before the shot, so Tigers just get this one out of bounds. Tough break there for Urbana. So they're over the limit, so a 1-on-1 situation here. So they've adjusted here. 1-on-1 situation, and he sinks the first one. Kelsey's first point of the afternoon. And Jackson gets the friendly roll on that one. So he has a couple now, and it's a 22-9 ball game. 22-10, excuse me. Tigers have 10 points. Another whistle blowing there. And now it's going to be a 1-on-1 opportunity for the Edison Comets, and Jaden is at the line for Edison. Just under a minute to play here in the first half. Tiger basketball as they find themselves down by 13. It's a 23-10 ball game. And breaking up that pass is Jaden, and then the Tigers take it away from Jaden. Ooh, can't get it to go. Tough break there for Joa Moser and Urbana. I believe it will remain Urbana basketball. No, 1-on-1 situation. That foul was on the Tigers. So Edison headed back to the line. 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Edison up by 13. Here's Isaac at the line for the Comets. Isaac gets the second one to go, so 1-for-2 trip there for Isaac and the Comets. There's Malik Lawrence. Lawrence pulls up, 3. No good, and rebound goes to BJ and the Comets. I think that's going to be, oh no, they do call a foul there. Thought they were going to call a travel there, but a foul called again on Urbana, and Jaden is headed down to the line. He looks to add to this 14-point lead for Edison with 22 seconds remaining in the first half. They're up 24-10. And he gets the first one, can't get the second one, but rebound goes to the Comets. Tigers get the takeaway there. This is Kelsey Jackson now. Jaden playing heads-up defense. Tigers going to have to battle hard here. They feed it out to Kennedy, and Kennedy with the bucket. Nice look there for Curtis Kennedy as he gets on the board with a couple. Edison chucks up last-second shot, no good. So after the first half, it is the Edison Comets besting the Urbana Tigers in 7th grade boys basketball. Edison is up 25-12 after the first half. We'll be back with the third quarter and more coming up next on the Tigers Media Network. And back at Urbana Middle School as we get set for second half action here of 7th grade boys basketball. It's the Edison Comets ahead of your Urbana Tigers. A score of 25-12 as we get ready for the second half to start. And looks like Kyrie Hillsman will remain on the bench here. He does have 3 fouls. So on the floor for the Comets, Kelsey Jackson, Malik Lawrence, Joa Moser, Curtis Kennedy, and Elijah Bell. Looking on the other side of the team, the other side of the floor rather, to Edison Comet team, Paxson, Jakiri, both on the floor, as is Jaden and Isaac. As that ball overpassed there, they were looking for Jakiri down low. And also on the team for the Comets is Trigg. Oh, a nice running floater there from Joa Moser, and the Comets, the Tigers, strike first here in the second half. Moser not wasting any time. He dribbles right down, tosses that one up, and Tigers trail by 11 now to 25-14. Edison Comet advantage. Big rebound there by Jakiri, and he tosses it back up for a couple. And he is towering over the Tigers on the boards tonight. There's Bell. Feeds it out to Moser, and Moser tosses it over to Jackson in the corner. Jackson, big 3, no good. That would have been big if the Tigers were able to hit that. They can't, and dribbling down now and getting the bucket is Jaden. Jaden adds a couple, and now it is a 15-point lead here for Edison, 29-14. Driving baseline is Lawrence. Lawrence gets his own rebound. He tosses it out to Moser. Joa Moser goes over to Kelsey Jackson, and Jackson over to Bell now. Bell looking for Kennedy. Kennedy in the corner. 3, no good. Rebound to the Edison Comets. Dribbling up court is Jaden now. Jaden kicks it over to Paxson. Paxson for 3. It's good. So Paxson blossoms the lead 32-14 as Tigers trying to retaliate there with a 3 from Moser, and it is no good. So Edison basketball is there up by 18 now. Edison dominating on the boards. And that's Shakiri throwing that one back in. He's got 11, and it's a 20-point lead now for the Comets, 34-14, 3:39 remaining here in the third. Urbana continues to toss up the 3 ball. Can't get that one to go. Edison gets the offensive rebound, and Jaden tosses that one back in. Kelsey Jackson dribbling down for the Comets. Jackson over to Bell. Bell for 3. Little short. And Edison pulls down the rebound now. Jaden dribbling down as the Tigers pressure. He gives it across court. Tosses over to Paxson. Paxson downloaded to Jakiri, and Jakiri making it look easy there. He's leading all scorers now. It's a 38-14 ball game. Driving all the way inside. Nice move there from Kelsey Jackson. So Tigers find themselves down by 22 now. It's 38-16 with 2:38 remaining here in the third. 7th grade boys basketball from Urbana Middle School on the Tigers Media Network. Jason Liggett with you. We're streaming live on YouTube, youtube.com/UPTV6. That's the City of Urbana's public education and government access television channel. You can also watch this game next week on UPTV on television. It'll be available on Comcast Xfinity's channel 6 and 1096 locally. Also on AT&T UVerse channel 99 and i3 Broadband channel 6. Following the 7th grade game this evening, we'll have 8th grade action between these two schools. Urbana Middle School and Edison Middle School from Champaign. And going to be Edison basketball here. Set to take this one out is Paxson. Paxson's going to inbound it to Jaden as we are back underway here in the third quarter. 2:38 remaining. Tigers have too many players on the court, so they get that resolved before we get underway here. That's one way to catch back up, right? Play everybody. Hillsman tries to take that one away. Can't come away with it. Remains Edison basketball. BJ powers in to get the bucket. He's in double digits. Hillsman now passes it back to Malik Lawrence. Lawrence drills off the foot, gets the ball back, and over to Kelsey Jackson. Jackson founds Moser. Urbana looking for anything they can. They lose control of that one. It will remain Urbana basketball as that one goes out of bounds off of Edison. So Joe and Moser going to inbound this one for Urbana. Also coming into the game is Jaden for the Tigers. We haven't seen Jaden this season, at least not on the Tigers media network. Certainly gives Urbana a little bit more height. And foul called there on Urbana. So will be 2 shots coming. And we see Malik Lawrence possibly with a knee issue there. He's being helped to the bench. Tigers with a little bit of rotation issues here. And coming into the game is Elijah Bell. And Bell subs out Joa Moser. So Moser getting a break here. Paxson off the mark on the first one, but gets the second one to go. So 41-16 Edison lead here. 1:41 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Elijah Bell with the ball for the Tigers. He feeds it over to Kennedy, and Kennedy gives it up to Jackson. Jackson dribbling inside, throws up a wild one, and foul is called there. We'll see if they give him that shot or just call it on the floor. It looks like they're going to call that foul on the floor. So will be Urbana basketball underneath their own hoop, and inbounding this one is Jaden. And it will be Edison basketball now. The Tigers applying pressure here to Paxson and the Comets. They do get it ahead to BJ, and Now Edison passing that ball around. Out to Paxson for three. Off the mark and rebound to Jaden and the Tigers. They pass it ahead to Hillsman. Hillsman down low. Can't get the bucket. So good opportunity there for the Tigers. They couldn't capitalize on it. And Edison rips down the rebound with under a minute left to play here in the third quarter. Paxson dribbles in. Nice feed there to BJ. BJ can't get the bucket, but he does get the rebound and draws the foul on his second attempt. So BJ will be headed to the line for a couple. Urbana draws up for three off the mark. Elijah Bell fighting for that rebound, coming away with the Comets, and then taking that ball away is Kelsey Jackson. Jackson picks up his dribble, gives it off to Jaden. Jaden tried to pass that across court to Bell. A little bit of sloppy play back and forth, and Tigers come away with it. And attempting that shot was Kelsey Jackson. He is fouled, so he'll be headed to the line for a couple here. Jackson can't get the first one to go. He's got 2 points tonight, trying to add to his point total and the Tigers' point total. And he does just that. So now it's a 41-17 Edison lead with 30 seconds remaining here in the third. Tigers pressure. Edison do get the ball in bounds, but then almost give it up to the Tigers. And foul will be called. No, travel called. So travel called there on Barak for the Comets. And it's Urbana basketball on the sideline. Hillsman for three, short. Edison tried to advance that out. Kennedy comes away with it. Good feed there down low, and the Tigers get some ball movement on that one. Tossing that one in for his first points of the game is Jaden. Tigers try to toss that one up and get called for the travel. That's Kelsey Jackson. So just 2 seconds left here remaining in the third quarter. 7th grade boys basketball will have this followed by 8th grade action. Tigers get the layup. Oh, man. They get the steal there. That's Elijah Bell, and he tosses it over to Kelsey Jackson. Jackson tried for the buzzer-beating layup, but do not get it to go. So at the end of three, it's the Edison Comets besting the Urbana Tigers. They're up 41-19 here as we're headed to the fourth quarter at Urbana Middle School, 7th grade boys basketball. So Urbana's going to inbound this one as we start off the fourth. Here's Joe Moser. Moser drives in down low. Tries a nice floater. Can't get it to go. Ripping down that rebound is Jaden. Jaden gets it back out to Hillsman. Hillsman driving in. Oh, in and out there. And there's Jaden with another rebound. So I mentioned Jaden's height when he first came in the ball game, and it has proved effective here. Jaden headed to the line now with 5:46 remaining here in the ball game. He gets the first one to rattle in, no problem. And 1 for 2 from the line that trip. Jaden with 3 points now. The Tigers have 20. They trail by 21 to the Edison Comets. And that'll be a foul on Urbana. Gabriel going to inbound this one for the Comets. He passes it over to Paxson. Paxson gets it taken away by Kelsey Jackson. Jackson waits for the rest of his teammates. And then he turns the ball over to Jaden now. So Jaden and the Comets. Jaden gets it down low to BJ. BJ steps out of bounds. Subs coming in. Joe and Moser are going to get a rest. And Elijah Bell is back in for Urbana. Kelsey Jackson gets it over to Elijah Bell. Bell on the far side. Now Bell dribbling in. Went up for the bucket, couldn't get it. And Edison gets the rebound. Tigers applying some defensive pressure here. BJ down low for the Comets. And that one is off Urbana, and it will remain Comet basketball. Nope. Now they're saying that was off. That was off the Comet, so it's going to be Tiger basketball here. With 4:52 remaining, and throwing up a quick shot there was Jackson. Kelsey Jackson off the mark, and here comes Paxson for Edison. Rebound goes to BJ, and BJ tosses it back up. 43-20 now in favor of Edison. Kelsey Jackson dribbling down low. Edison called for the foul, so Kelsey Jackson thought he was going to be headed to the line here, but they do call that on the floor. So Jaden going to get a rest as Joe Moser comes back into the ball game. Here's Jackson. Excuse me, that's not Jackson. That's Curtis Kennedy, and Kennedy gets a bucket. Tigers applying a lot of defensive pressure here. Dribbling that one all the way down. Edison, rebound to BJ. BJ trying to toss it back up, and then Hillsman loses it. BJ back down low again, tosses it up. Can't get the friendly roll. It's Urbana basketball. Here's Elijah Bell. Bell dribbling, gets it up court to Kennedy. Kennedy tosses over to Moser, and then back to Kennedy it goes, but Edison intercepts that one. Edison basketball here as Jaden has control. Jaden tosses that one ahead to Luke, and then a travel is called on Luke. Turnover from Urbana goes right back to Edison. There we have Curtis Kennedy getting involved and almost took that one away. There's Paxson trying to feed down low to BJ, and Urbana intercepts that one. Here comes Hillsman all the way. Off the mark on the layup, as it was contested. And should be an easy one for BJ. He lets the defender sail past, and he gets that bucket in. So 45-22, Edison leads. 3 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Elijah Bell back to Jackson. Jackson over to Moser. Moser, open three. They let him take it, and they pay for it. Joa Moser knocks down the three. Takeaway there, and Jackson gets fouled. So that one on the floor. Tigers will get it behind their own basket here. And timeout is called. So Coach Adams wants to talk over this inbounds play here with 2:44 remaining in the fourth. Tigers down by 20, 45-25. So Urbana basketball as we come back from timeout. Kelsey Jackson feeds it out to Moser. Moser for three. Oh, just off the mark there. And rebound goes to Edison. So good inbounds play drawn up by Coach Adams, but Urbana can't get it to go, and they'll be called for the foul here. And Edison will get it into Paxson. Paxson dribbling through the defenders, tries to find BJ, and Kyrie Hillsman comes up with it. Hillsman and the Tigers on the move now. Hillsman goes all the way off the mark, trying to draw the foul there. Kelsey Jackson gets the rebound, and here comes Moser. Joa Moser pulls up. Ooh. Tigers really wanted that one to go. And then a foul called there on Edison as they knock down Kelsey Jackson. I think this will be a one-on-one situation here. Kelsey Jackson at the line for Urbana. He sinks the first one. One opportunity, so he'll get a second shot here. As Tigers now down by 19. It's 45-26. 2:10 left to play here in the fourth. And perfect trip to the line that time for Kelsey Jackson and the Urbana Tigers. Trims the lead to 18. They quickly get the ball into Jaden. Here comes Jaden and the Comets. He gets it taken away by Jackson. Jackson goes all the way and draws the foul there. Trying to swipe that one out was Jaden, and Jackson gets the foul. He'll be headed back to the line. So 2 minutes left to play now in the fourth, and Jackson finds himself right back at the line. He just made a couple. Jackson misses that, but gets his own rebound, and they call a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Edison Comets. Cal taking this one out for Edison. He gets an inbounds to Jackson. Urbana continues to apply pressure here, and Edison has trouble responding. They say that one was tipped away by Urbana. And no, they do say that it goes off Edison, so. A little bit of confusion on the court and on the sidelines and up here at the broadcast booth. It was Edison basketball, and they are headed this direction. Some Edison players thought it was Urbana basketball. Some Urbana players thought it was Urbana basketball, but it is Edison basketball. Paxton taking it out. He gets it inbounds to Jaden. Jaden now goes to the far side. Had an open look there. They decide not to take it, and Urbana knocks that one out of play. It will remain Edison basketball. So they're going to take it at half court here. Barak with the ball now for the Comets. And Malik Lawrence gets called for the foul there. He was trying to take that ball away and swatted the forearm. So Urbana certainly fighting all the way to the end here. They trail by 18, 45-27 in favor of Edison. 1:36 remaining here in the fourth. Edison basketball, they get it into BJ, toss it off to Barak. Barak now dribbling in. He gets trapped. And a travel is called there on Barak. So it's going to be Urbana basketball with 1:27 remaining in this one. And Curtis Kennedy inbounds this. He's going to roll this one out so this clock won't start until Kelsey Jackson picks it up. And here's Jackson. Feeds it outside to Elijah Bell. Back to Jackson. Jackson drives again. Headed to the hoop, and he banks it in. Kelsey Jackson for a couple now. Tigers get the steal there. Unfortunately, can't get the bucket. So, 16-point ball game. And Edison goes over and back with it. So we'll be Tiger basketball as they trail by 16 now with 1:01 remaining here in the fourth. Joel Moser passes it inbounds to Kennedy. Kennedy drives in, puts up the floater. Off the mark, BJ with the rebound, and now the Tigers take it away. Here's Joel Moser. Moser gets it over to Kyrie Hillsman. Hillsman can't get it. Rebound to the Tigers. And charging into that one was Elijah Bell, and he is fouled on the floor. A 1-on-1 situation here for the Tigers. Hillsman picks up that one, and Kyrie Hillsman tosses it in. Comets off the mark, and Joe Moser coming with the rebound. He gets it over to Cody. And foul called there on Edison. Cody tried to get to where it was a shooting foul. I think they called that on the floor, and it's a 1-on-1 situation here as Titus Cody goes to the line. No, they're saying he gets a couple. So he does get that shot off, and Kyrie Hillsman headed to the bench as Jaden comes back into the ball game. 45-31, 12 and a half seconds left here in this one. Titus misses that one, and some of the players thought it was a 1-on-1 situation as well. Off the mark on the second one, and that might just do it as Edison gets the ball, and dribbling down is Braden, and then he gets called for the travel. Excuse me, that's Jaden dribbling down, and Jaden gets called for the travel. And this should be the last possession with just 5.1 seconds left on the clock. The Tigers trail by 14, 45-31. They look to inbound this one, and they do. They get it to Moser. Moser throws up the last second shot and does not get it. So that'll wrap things up here for the 7th grade basketball game as Edison is victorious over Urbana 45-31. So 45-31, the final of that one. We'll be back with the 8th grade game here on the Tigers Media Network. Welcome back to Urbana Middle School. Jason Liggett with you on the Tigers Media Network as we get set for 8th grade boys basketball action between the Edison Comets and your Urbana Tigers. We just finished up with the 7th grade game earlier tonight. Edison victorious in that one, 45-31. So the starting lineup for the Edison Comets: Cameron Willenber, Parker Pratt, Shiloh Greer, Luke Swanson, and Jakari Miles. For your Urbana Tigers, starting things off will be Marcus Jackson, Brennan Coleman, Kyrie Hillsman, David Lawrence, and Nolan Early. And set to take this out for the Edison Comets is Jakari Miles. We are underway here as Miles passes it in to Luke Swanson. Swanson now dribbles to the right side, picks up his dribble, and gets the ball right back after a pass. Oh, and the Comets not wasting any time. 3-ball up and good for Luke Swanson. There's Brennan Coleman looking for somebody, finds Hillsman down low. Hillsman down low, can't get the ball to go, and rebound goes to the Comets. And looks like they lose it there. That's out of bounds off of Urbana, so will remain Comet basketball as it's a 3-0 lead here for Edison. 5:26 remaining in the first. Here's Luke Swanson. Swanson feeds it inside to Jakari Miles, and a foul is called. We'll see who they call this one on. Looks like that's going to go against Urbana's Brennan Coleman. So 2 shots coming for Jakari Miles and the Edison Comets. Miles doesn't get either one of those, but Edison comes away with the rebound. It's a big offensive board there early on, and then called for the travel is Luke Swanson. So it's going to be Urbana basketball. Nolan Early set to inbound this one. He gets it to Marcus Jackson. As Jackson dribbling up for the Tigers. Gets it to Hillsman. Hillsman kicks it over to David Lawrence. Lawrence out front, gets it over to Nolan Early. Early with the ball, finds Coleman in the corner. Coleman goes baseline around the defender. Ooh, that one dribbled on the top of the rim there, but not able to fall. Outlet pass here for the Comets, and they get the easy bucket on the other end. Tossing that one in is Shiloh Greer. So 5-0 lead for Comets here as they get the takeaway now off of Urbana, but no bucket. And Urbana advancing the ball now. There's Jackson, finds Hillsman in the corner. Hillsman able to throw that one back in to where it is out of bounds off of Jakari Miles. Will be Urbana basketball on the baseline here underneath their own hoop. And Nolan Early will inbound this one. It's a 5-0 Edison lead early on here in the first. 4:18 remaining, and the Tigers toss this one out of bounds. Cameron Willenber. Now they get it down low to the big man, and he dribbles in. Jakari Miles with a move there to get a bucket. He gets on the board for the first point this afternoon. Now the Tigers facing a 7-point deficit. David Lawrence feeds it off to Jackson. Marcus Jackson gets fouled. So that was 3. So headed to the line for 3 here is Marcus Jackson, trying to get the Tigers on the board. It's a 7-0 Edison lead here with 3:52 in the first. And gets the first one to roll in. Jackson gets the second one to go there. So 7-2 ball game. Coleman comes away with the rebound for the Tigers. Coleman going to go the distance and gets the bucket. Good defense there, turns into good offense for Brennan Coleman and the Tigers. Now a 7-4 ball game as Edison commits the travel. Fonville inbounds this one for Urbana. He gets it into Marcus Jackson. Jackson over to David Lawrence, and as Lawrence trying to pass that one to Coleman, goes out of bounds off the foot of the Edison Comets. So Fonville going to inbounds this one on the baseline. He gets it right into Coleman. Coleman tried to get that over to Hillsman, gets knocked out of play, and will remain Urbana basketball here. So some aggressive defense early on here in this ball game from Edison. Comets having some difficulty here on this possession to get that ball moved around. They get it inbounded, get it over to Marcus Jackson for 3, off the mark. Trying to run that one to save it is Hillsman. He does, but goes right in the hands of Shiloh Greer. Here goes Greer. He gets it off and feeds it over to Parker Pratt, and Pratt gets the bucket. Now a 9-4 ball game in favor of the Comets. And now Edison gets the steal, and throwing that one in is Greer. And he's got 4 now early on. So Shiloh Greer leading the Comets with 4 points. They're up by 7. It's 11-4 in favor of Edison. 2:46 remaining here in the first quarter on the Tigers Media Network. 8th grade boys basketball from Urbana Middle School. Jason Liggett here with you. We appreciate you tuning in, streaming live on our YouTube channel. We'll also run this game next week on Urbana Public Television, traditional cable television, on Comcast Xfinity Channel 6 and 1096, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and i3 Broadband Channel 6. Of course, no fans permitted here in Urbana Middle School gym due to the COVID-19 pandemic and safety protocols, but we certainly are happy to provide this stream so you can follow your student athletes all season long here on the Tigers Media Network. Will be Urbana basketball as we return to action. Edison going to apply pressure here. Urbana looks to inbounds this one. They do. They get it across midcourt. There's Coleman, finds Lawrence down low, and David Lawrence gets the bucket. Good look there from Brennan Coleman as he fed Lawrence for the bucket. And the Tigers trail by 5. They get the ball right back. Turnover committed by Edison. It's 11-6, 2:32 in the first. And heads up move there by the Tigers. about to be off of Urbana, but Marcus Jackson throws that one back in and bounces off of Cameron Willenber. So Tiger basketball. David Lawrence going to inbound this one for the Tigers. Tries to find Coleman. Coleman doubled up on defense. Tigers trying to rip that one away from the hands of Luke Swanson. Jump ball, we go to the possession arrow, and it's in favor of Urbana. So we'll remain Urbana basketball here. They try to chip into this early lead. It's an 11-6 ball game with 2:27 remaining in the first. Ooh. Good motion in that inbounds pass there and play by the Tigers, but couldn't hold on to it. David Lawrence, otherwise he would have had an open one. Edison comes away with the ball, and looks like they draw the foul here. Cameron Willenberg going to get a rest on the bench. Oliver Brandon and Gabe Schar in the game. And here's Oliver Brandon now. Quick to throw up the shot, can't get it to go. Ripping that one down is Brennan Coleman. They call a jump ball and possession arrow. They must have called a foul there because possession arrow wasn't to the Tigers. So will be Urbana basketball. And another foul there called on Edison. That one goes against Oliver Brandon. Marcus Jackson going to inbound this one for Urbana. He gets it to Hillsman and goes right back to Marcus Jackson with it. And good takeaway there from Edison. They applied that pressure defense. They get the open shot there from Oliver Brandon. He's off the mark. And coming away, this one is Coleman. Coleman misses the rebound, and they're fighting for it once again. And there's the jump ball call that we were trying to get earlier. So going to be Edison basketball here. As we have a couple of substitutions coming in. Antoine Frazier into the game. And into the game now for the Tigers. We see Nolan Early coming in, and having a rest is Brennan Coleman. Greer with the ball, and he gets called for the travel. So it will be Tiger basketball from the sideline. They inbound it to Nolan Early. Early now dribbles up and passes it off to Fonville. Fonville driving inside. He's going to go all the way with it. Misses. Rebound goes to David Lawrence, and Lawrence gets the putback. So timeout called there by the Tigers as they trail by just 3 now. It's an 11-8 ball game with 1:20 remaining here in the first quarter. And 5-second call there on Edison. will be Tiger basketball. They get it off to Nolan Early. Early out front, open three, not able to get it. And rebound goes to Edison. Shiloh Greer in trouble. He gives it over to Parker Pratt. Pratt back to Greer, and Greer gives the Edison Comets kick it around. Throwing up that shot was Antoine Frazier, and goes into the hands of the Urbana Tigers. There's Marcus Jackson now. He gets it off to Fonville. Fonville, long three, money. Fonville gets on the board, and the Tigers tie things up here, 11 apiece with 43 seconds left in the first. Foul is going to be called there. I think that's on Hillsman, and yeah, will be called on Kyrie Hillsman, committing the foul there. As Tiger put pressure on the backcourt. We're all knotted up at 11 apiece here. Tigers have scored 5 unanswered points. Corner three there from Pratt. Can't get it to go. And it'll be Urbana basketball. Jackson gets it into Fonville. Goes back to Jackson with it, and then they feed it off to Early, and that ball is kicked by Shiloh. No look pass there to find Lawrence in the corner. Can't get it to go, and Hillsman knocked down as he went for the rebound. Jackson gets it off to Fonville. Fonville tosses up the three, and he gets it again. He's got 6 points. Back-to-back three-pointers for Fonville, and Tigers up by 3. It's 14-11, and that is where the first quarter will end. So a 14-11 Urbana advantage as they end the first quarter on an 8-0 run. Urbana's defense really stepped up there, and a couple of key buckets from Fonville, and no short-term answer, at least, from the Edison Comets. So leading all scorers is Fonville with 6. David Lawrence has got 4 for the Tigers, Marcus Jackson with 2, and Brennan Coleman with 2 to give the Tigers 14. And on the other side of the ball, Pratt has 2, Greer with 4, leading the Comets. Swanson has 3, and Jakari Miles with a couple to give them 11. So we're getting started with the second quarter here, 8th grade boys basketball. Tigers up 14-11. No, it looks like it will be Edison basketball, excuse me. Ref's holding that ball up, looking for anybody to take it out at this point. Rushing over there is Jakari Miles to start the second quarter. Miles gets it into Swanson now. Swanson dribbling up court, picks up his dribble. He's got to find help, finds it in Greer. Greer kicks it to the far side over to Parker. And the extra pass for the 3, no good. Grabbing that rebound was number 25, Jakari Miles, missing it, and now here comes Urbana. They give it to Early. Early almost has that one blocked, looking for the open man, finds it in Jackson. Marcus Jackson tosses it up. Oh, that one was almost all the way down and out. Lawrence now battling for that rebound. He kicks it back out to Early, and Early, ill-advised pass there, gets it taken away. Here's Cameron Willenberg. He tosses it off to Luke Swanson. Swanson can't get the bucket. Urbana gets the rebound. It's Fonville coming away with it. He's looking to push the pace there, and he draws the foul as the pressure was applied by Edison. So it's going to be Urbana basketball as they find themselves up by 3. It's a 14-11 ball game in favor of the Tigers. 5:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Fonville with the ball, and he kicks it back over to Marcus Jackson. Jackson gets to Hillsman. Open look for Hillsman at the foul line. He drains it. Kyrie Hillsman with his first points of the night. They throw it right to Fonville. He gets it up. Wasn't expecting that one. Can't get the ball to go. And Edison wants a timeout to talk things over as Urbana's up by 5 now. 16-11. Timeout Comets. So Edison basketball, and set to inbound this one is Miles, and Miles gets it over to Luke Swanson. Swanson runs into a couple of Urbana defenders. And now Pratt with the ball. They get it taken away by the Tigers. So here comes Urbana. Nolan Early leading the way. Early driving inside. He looked to go all the way with it, and he gets fouled on the shot, so he will head to the line for a couple. Nolan Early still looking for his first points of the evening. 4:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Tigers up by 5. Rebound goes to Anton Frazier. They get it out to Cameron Willenber, and Tigers get that takeaway. Here comes Nolan Early. Early's going to try to go all the way again, and called for another foul there as Edison. So Early back to the line. See if he has any better luck this go round. And he does. Sinks the first one with no issue. Brennan Coleman coming into the game for David Lawrence on the Urbana side of things. Early off the mark on the second one. Shiloh Greer gets the rebound, advancing that ball for Edison. Here's Luke Swanson. Swanson goes over to the far corner. Edison comes away with that rebound. It's Greer. Greer feeds it out for Cameron Willenber. Willenber to the near side. That's Luke Swanson with the ball. Swanson drives in, kicks it out to Greer. Greer with the shot. No good. And another rebound there, Antoine Frazier. Frazier gets it over to Shiloh Greer. Greer drives inside. Almost gets that rebound himself, but coming away with it is Jalen Harmon. And possession arrow points in favor of Edison. So will be Edison basketball here. Antoine Frazier going to take it out. No, they switch things up. It's not going to be Urbana basketball. So Fonville driving up and running into traffic. Here comes Shiloh Greer. Greer feeds it off to Swanson, misses that. Swanson back up with it, grabs his own rebound and gets the bucket. Luke Swanson's got 5 points now for the Comets. 17-13 ball game in favor of the Tigers. Early corner shot, got it. Nolan Early with three-pointer right there, and he's got 4 on the evening. So Tigers up by 7 here. It is 20-13. So 3:11 remaining here in the second quarter. Urbana's up 20-13 over the Edison Comets. It will be Comet basketball. Jalen Harmon set to inbound it for Edison. Harmon gets that one inbounds to Cameron Willenber. They now toss it over to Greer. Greer runs into trouble. Finds Harmon now. Harmon not sure what to do with that one. He kicks it back over to Cameron Willenber. Willenber drives all the way inside, misses the shot. Ripping down the rebound was Brennan Coleman. And possession arrow, as they call a jump ball, goes to Edison. So they call a timeout here. Some confusion over which way the possession arrow was pointing. I think they have it right, though. It's Edison basketball underneath their own hoop. So 2:55 remaining here in the second quarter. And Urbana gets the ball. And dribbling down court was Brennan Coleman. He was trying to find Hillsman, and a foul is called, or maybe just out of bounds. Looks like that was just out of bounds off of Edison. So will be Urbana basketball here on the baseline. They're trying to get this one in. They get it into Nolan Early. Here's Nolan. He kicks it back out to Marcus Jackson. Marcus Jackson goes back over to Early. Looking for some help. Finds it in Taylor. Now Hillsman with the ball. Low pass there to Marcus Jackson, and then Jackson gets called for the travel. So turnover, and will be Comet basketball with 2:34 remaining here. It's a 20-13 lead for the Urbana Tigers. 8th grade boys basketball from Urbana Middle School. Driving all the way in is Cameron Willenber, and he gets the bucket. It's his first points of the ball game, and he shrinks the lead to 5 for the Tigers. And Urbana gets it up to Marcus Jackson. Good save there from Coleman. Back to Jackson and over to Early. Early now finds Hillsman up top. Hillsman looking to drive down low. He kicks it back out to Taylor. And Taylor sends it over to Early. Long three there from Nolan Early. He's off the mark. Rebound goes to the Tigers. And the putback from Brennan Coleman. So the Tigers increase their lead to 7, 22-15. 1:38 remaining here in the first half. Shiloh Greer gets it over to Harmon. And then that one out of bounds off of Kyrie Hillsman. And it will be Comet basketball underneath their own hoop here. Set to inbound this one for Edison is Antoine Frazier. Frazier gets it into Cameron Willenber. Willenber with the floater, the miss. He rips that one out of Kyrie Hillsman's hands. He throws it back up, and there he gets the bucket. So real good effort there for Cameron Willenber. And they apply pressure to the Tigers now. Fonville gets it. Fonville sends it back to Marcus Jackson. Jackson over to Hillsman. Hillsman moves this one to Coleman. Down low to Lawrence. And Lawrence, they look like they don't count that bucket. The foul was on the floor. So it's a 1-and-1 situation here as David Lawrence is headed to the line. Lawrence missing that one. Rushing in there to try to grab that rebound is Hillsman. And jump ball is called. Possession arrow. I think more confusion now for the possession arrow. I believe it's Edison basketball here. And it is Edison basketball. They get it up court to Frazier. Frazier not able to get that one to go. Urbana gets the rebound, and they give it away promptly. Jumping in to grab that one was Devondre Manis. Luke Swanson has the ball with 42 seconds to go. Kicks it over to Cameron Willenber. Willenber runs into traffic. Luke Swanson drives baseline. And he kicks that one over to Antoine Frazier, and Frazier gets the buckets, his first of the evening. So they've trimmed the lead to 3 now. It's a 22-19 Urbana lead with 17 seconds remaining, now 15. As that ball is batted out of bounds, it will remain Tiger basketball here. 15.7 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Tigers up by 3. There's Marcus Jackson tossing up a wild one. Rebound goes to Frazier and the Comets. 6 seconds left. Dribbling down court is Cameron. And he feeds it off to Swanson. Swanson with a 3. Oh my goodness. And that will tie things up here as the Edison Comets in the half on a 7-0 run. We're all knotted up at 22 apiece as we head into halftime. And what a game this has been so far. I think we're in store for a good second half as well. Running down the point totals as we look to the Urbana Tiger side of thing. Leading their bench is Fonville with 6. Brennan Coleman has 4. David Lawrence has 4. Also with 4 is Nolan Early. Marcus Jackson has 2 points, and Kyrie Hillsman with 2 as well. Looking over to Edison, Willenber has 4 points. Parker Pratt with 2. Shiloh Greer with 4. Luke Swanson has 8. As we saw him sink that big 3 at the end of the half. Shakari Miles with 2 and Anton Frazier with 2. And that gets us knotted up at a 22-22 tie as we get ready for the third quarter here. It's halftime now. We'll be back with more action on the Tigers Media Network. And we are back for second half action here on the Tigers Media Network as we get set, all knotted up at 22 apiece, and 5 seconds called on the Tigers, so right away a turnover. And that's how Coach Butler wanted to start off the second half for sure. So Edison basketball now, and taking this one out is Jakari Miles. Miles gets it inbounds to Cameron Willenber, and Willenber sends it over to Luke Swanson. Swanson dribbles in, goes for the layup, can't get it to go. Marcus Jackson ripping down that rebound for the Tigers. Jackson gets it ahead, and a good feed there to Brennan Coleman, and Coleman's up to 6 points now. So Tigers strike first here in the second half. They're up 24-22, 5:27 remaining here in the third. Edison ball here. Cameron driving it all the way and can't get that one to go either. Luke Swanson comes away with the rebound and gets the bucket. Swanson's in double digits. Kyrie Hillsman with the ball now for the Tigers. He feeds it over to Coleman. That's Lawrence. Lawrence tosses that one up, misses, and coming away with the rebound was Hillsman, and a foul is called. So Hillsman do a couple of shots here. Kyrie has 2 points on the night. And gets the first one to go. And the second one rolls in as well. So Tigers back up by 2, 26-24, 4:59 remaining here as we see Cameron Willenber dribble down for the Comets. And foul going to be called against Urbana there on Kyrie Hillsman. So will be Edison basketball on the baseline. Jakari Miles going to take it out? No. They're going to swap things up a little bit here. And getting a rest is Parker, and coming into the game is Antoine. Frazier trying to find Miles. He ends up coming in, getting a hold of the ball anyway. That was a loose ball. Urbana's coming away with it here. See if he can cut in here. Marcus Jackson goes for the bucket and draws the foul. Jackson sinks the first one. Tigers get the rebound. Coleman driving in all on his own. Nice move there by Coleman, and Brennan Coleman up to 8 points now, leading the Tigers. 29-24. Urbana leads with 4:09 remaining here in the third. Luke Swanson tosses this one off to Anton Frazier. Frazier gets fouled from behind, and that one going to go against Brennan Coleman of the Tigers. Frazier misses the first one. And can't get the second one either, but Edison ripping down that rebound was Jalen Harmon. He then loses it to Nolan Early and the Tigers. Here comes Kyrie Hillsman. Hillsman dribbling in. He goes all the way to the hoop and gets it rejected there by Harmon. And that was out of bounds off of Jalen Harmon, and it will remain Urbana basketball. Nolan Early gets it into Coleman. Coleman kicks it back out to Fonville. Fonville back to Early. Early drives baseline, gets that one blocked from behind. And here comes the Edison Comets out to Greer, and Greer gets the friendly roll and the bucket there. So Shiloh Greer with 6 points now. And the Tigers lose that one. Cameron Willenber with the ball. 3:19 remaining here in the third as Edison trails by 3. It's 29-26 in favor of the Tigers. Shiloh Greer kicks it over to Luke Swanson. Pick set there, and they find the open man in Willenber, who's off the mark. Nolan Early pulls down that rebound, and he kicks it over to Marcus Jackson. Jackson, good feed there to Coleman, and Coleman, the extra pass to David Lawrence, and Lawrence gets the bucket. David Lawrence with 6 of his own now. Urbana extends their lead to 5, 31-26. Shiloh Greer dribbling into no man's land down here. And he gets called for the travel as pressure was applied there by David Lawrence. Will be Urbana basketball. A timeout is called. So Urbana up by 5. It's 31-26. 2:39 left to play in the third quarter. So earlier tonight, we saw the Edison Comets defeat the Urbana Tigers 7th grade basketball team. The final of that one was 45-31. This 8th grade game has certainly been a lot more competitive, back and forth. Tigers have led by as many as 7. Edison did have a surge there in the first half. Went on a 7-0 run to tie things up at 22 at the half. They now find themselves down by 5, 31-26. Fonville kicks it over to Early, and that pass goes sailing out of bounds. So it will be Edison basketball here. Frazier gets it into Cameron. Cameron Willenberg kicks it back out to Frazier. Anton Frazier, no look pass there, intercepted by Jackson. Here comes Marcus Jackson all the way, gets that one blocked by Jalen Harmon. So will remain Urbana basketball here as that one went sailing out of bounds. Marcus Jackson going to inbound this one. Looking for the open man, he kicks it all the way out to Fonville. Fonville goes back to Jackson. Jackson, corner 3, yes! Money there from Marcus Jackson. He's got 6. And Coach Butler calls a timeout as Tigers have their largest lead of the evening, 34-26, with 2:06 remaining here in the third. For more information on Urbana Public Television, the City of Urbana's public education and government access TV channel, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Urbana Public TV. I'm Jason Liggett with you, calling the action tonight from Urbana Middle School. We're happy to bring the action to you, streaming live on YouTube. You can also watch this next week on Urbana Public Television, Comcast Cable Channel 6 and 1096, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and i3 Broadband Channel 6. Jalen Harmon going to inbound this one for the Comets, and he tosses it over to Cameron Willenber. Here comes Willenber, who's got 4 points on the evening. Handling the ball for the Comets tonight. He kicks it down to Devontre Manis, gives it back to Willenburn, and Willenburn runs into traffic there and draws the foul. So they call for 2 shots there as Willenburn was throwing up a shot. So Cameron's going to be at the line for a couple. Off the mark on the first attempt. Can't get the second one to go either. Rebound goes to the Tigers. Hillsman throwing one up. Looks like a foul on the floor before the shot attempt. So it's going to be Tiger basketball underneath their own hoop. Marcus Jackson taking this one out for the Tigers, and headed to the bench for a rest is Nolan Early. Jackson tosses this one into a lot of traffic, but Coleman comes down with it, throws up the shot attempt, no good. And will be Edison basketball here, as that one's out of bounds on Urbana. Antoine Frazier gets the ball in. Fawnville almost intercepts that one. They get it to Cameron, and then he feeds down low. They get it to Devontre Manis, and he draws the foul and gets the bucket. So chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way here for Devondre. It's his first bucket of the night as he closes the gap to 6. It's 34-28 in favor of the Tigers. 1:30 left to play here in the third. Looking for the bank. Can't get it, but Edison rips down the rebound. And then Jackson swats that one out of play. So Anton Frazier going to take this one out again for Edison. Frazier's having trouble getting it in, but he does find Jalen Harmon. And then Harmon loses control of it and out of bounds off of Edison. So Urbana basketball here, and Marcus Jackson going to inbounds this one. He gets it over to Coleman. And Coach Butler not happy with that call, as it will be Edison basketball again. Oh, 5 seconds. That was close, but 5-second called on Edison. Tiger basketball here as Marcus Jackson dribbles up court. He gets that ball over to Lawrence, and Lawrence gets it in for the bucket. Tigers back up by 8. And then David Lawrence called for the foul there. Here comes David Lawrence and the Tigers. Lawrence kicks it back out to Taylor. Taylor with a long three, high arching, and it goes in. Taylor lighting up the net right there. Tigers up by double digits. 11-point lead now. 39-28. 43 seconds remaining here in the third. Edison basketball. They get it over to Frazier. Frazier picks up his dribble, runs into trouble. Finds Luke Swanson. Swanson dribbling in. He airballs that one. Devondre Manis comes away with it, gives it back out to Swanson, and Swanson answers with a three of his own. Luke Swanson with 13 points tonight, leads all scorers. Here comes Marcus Jackson. Finds the open man, but they're not able to convert, and now a travel called on Edison with 15.4 seconds remaining. It's an Urbana 8-point lead, 39-31, 15 seconds left here in the third. Down low, the Tigers. And we're going to have a jump ball call here. No, they call a foul on Urbana. So 11.8 left here in the third quarter. Edison basketball as they trail by 8. Shiloh Greer in the game. Hands that one off to Swanson. Swanson with another three. No good. Lawrence comes down with the rebound, and he's dribbling it out there. Now shot for the buzzer. So we head to the fourth quarter. The Tigers up by 8. It's 39-31. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action here from Urbana Middle School. We'll see if Edison can power their way back into this one. Anton Frazier going to inbound this one, looking for the open man. And he finds it in Jalen Harmon. Now the Tigers take it away down low, and then they might throw that one away. Will remain Tiger basketball here as Devondre Manis hits that one out of bounds. They get it into Hillsman. Risky pass there, but it is in. Fonville kicks it back over to Marcus Jackson. Jackson gets it across and draws the foul. I think that one's going against... certainly going against Edison. Can't quite make out who they called that on. But will be Urbana's ball there, just in front of their own bench. 5:43 left to play in the ball game. The Tigers up by 8, 39-31. Kick out to Fonville. Fonville, three. Rattles around, no good. Whistle calling down low there. I think it will remain Urbana ball here. And it will. Marcus Jackson going to inbound this one. Trying to find someone, finds Fonville. Fonville almost loses it, kicks it over to Hillsman. Hillsman back to Jackson. Jackson for three. Off the mark. Taylor trying to rip down that rebound. And coming up with it is Devondre Manis. Foul called there on the Tigers. Shiloh Greer coming down with it for Edison. Greer pulls up. Can't get it, and that will be out of bounds off of Devondre and the Comets, so will be Urbana basketball. 5:04 remaining here in the fourth. 39-31, the Tigers lead. Fonville with the ball. He's going to look to advance that and ripped right out of the hands by Luke Swanson. Swanson goes in for the easy bucket. Swanson's having himself a night. He's got 15. Here's Hillsman with the ball now and a 6-point lead for the Tigers. He kicks it out to Marcus Jackson. Jackson trying to shave off his defender. He goes inside and is hammered. He's going to get a couple shots, running into a brick wall that is Antoine Frazier there. And subs coming in on both sides of the ball. Cameron Willenber coming back into the game for Devondre Manis. And the Tigers giving David Lawrence a rest. And travel called there on Cameron Willenber. So Tigers are up by 8 here, 41-33, 4:27 remaining in the fourth. Kelsey Jackson in the game now for Urbana. There's Marcus Jackson. Nice ball movement, handling skills there. He takes it all the way for the bucket. Now the Tigers are back up in double digits. 43-33 the lead for Urbana. Shiloh Greer looking to answer there. Cannot do so. Hillsman dribbles that one. I thought it was off Greer, but Hillsman must have touched that last, as it will be Edison basketball. So Urbana's in a good position here. Up by 10, 4 minutes remaining. Swanson can't get that one, but right there to put it back up, Cameron Willenber. He's got 6 on the night. Hillsman passes that back to Jackson. Jackson over to Early. Back now to Marcus Jackson. Screen set there. Marcus Jackson looks to find Hillsman. Nice give and go there. And you got to love that. Pick and roll there from Kyrie Hillsman. And Jackson finds the open man, headed to the basket. And Hillsman's got 6. The Tigers back up by 10. It's a 45-35 game with 3:36 remaining here in this one. It'll be Comet basketball here. Harmon set to inbound this one. He gets it to Willenber. Willenber dribbling up now. He throws up a wild one, almost goes in. Hillsman gets it. Here comes Kyrie Hillsman dribbling all the way. See if he takes it all the way. Looks for that extra pass to Jackson. Early back to Jackson now. That's Kelsey Jackson, number 1. Tigers turn that one over. Here's Willenber dribbling back up. Almost get that bucket, but can't get it to go. It's Urbana basketball here. Out to Nolan Early. Here comes Nolan Early and the Tigers. They kick it over to Kelsey Jackson. Kelsey passes it over to Marcus Jackson now. Marcus Jackson with the ball, 2:50 remaining. Ooh, find Kyrie Hillsman. Nice look there underneath the hoop, and Hillsman can't get it to go. And with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in this one, the Tigers still have a 10-point lead, 45-35. 8th grade basketball here at Urbana Middle School. Coming into the game for Urbana is Brennan Coleman. He's going to give Nolan Early a rest. One-on-one situation here for Luke Swanson and the Edison Comets. Swanson gets that one to roll in, and that was his 16th point of the night. He's leading all scorers. And gets the second one to go as well. So the Tigers up by 8. They get it out to Coleman, and Coleman is fouled there by Jalen Harmon. So will remain Urbana basketball here. Looks like a 1-on-1 situation, actually. So in the bonus, Coleman headed to the line. Brennan Coleman has 8 points on the night. And he'll still be searching for his 9th. Doesn't get that one. Shiloh Greer tosses up the shot there, misses. Rebound goes to Devondre, and then he turns it over to the Tigers. There's Marcus Jackson. Pick set there from Hillsman. Pick and roll situation, but they find Coleman underneath. And a travel is called there on Coleman. He caught that one, and he was trying to take a step back to put that up. Got called for the travel. So 2:13 remaining now. It's a 45-37 Tiger lead. Shiloh Greer with the ball. Kicks that one over to Swanson. And another whistle there. And that one's going to go against Urbana's Kelsey Jackson. So that'll put Swanson back at the line. Misses that one, but rebound goes to Frazier. And gonna have another timeout here called by Edison. So a timeout with 1:57 remaining. The Tigers up by 8. It's a 45-37 ball game here. 8th grade basketball at Urbana Middle School. Jason Liggett with you on the Tigers Media Network. We appreciate you tuning into our live stream on YouTube, or perhaps you're watching later on Urbana Public Television. No fans admitted here at Urbana Middle School's gym due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the restraints that are placed here. You'll also notice that all the players, coaches, referees, everyone in the building's wearing a mask. Marcus Jackson dribbling this one up for the Tigers. Picks that there by Hillsman. Jackson dribbles around. He's going to try to take it all the way, and he gets fouled there by Anton Frazier. So we'll have 2 shots here for Marcus Jackson. Jackson misses the first one. And gets the second one to rattle in. 7 points now for Marcus Jackson. Here comes Shiloh Greer with 1:40 remaining and trailing by 9. Shiloh feeds it to Luke Swanson. Swanson up top now. Kicks it over to Frazier. Frazier dribbling down low. No-look pass over into the corner, near corner. And he gets that one to go. I think he even used the bank board there. That's Parker Pratt with the 3. So Pratt, right below us, released that one, and it hit off the backboard and went in. Strange angle to use the backboard, but it worked for him there. And now it's just a 6-point game. 46-40, Urbana lead. 1:19 remaining here. And it's going to be Edison basketball. Swanson with the ball now. He's got an open lane, feeds it off to the corner. There's Parker with the ball. Back to Swanson. Swanson for 3. Air ball there. David Lawrence comes away with it. Lawrence almost traveled on that one. He feeds it up to Marcus Jackson. And Marcus Jackson taking his time. He's got to get it across half court. He does just that. 54 seconds remaining now. 6-point lead for the Tigers. He's dribbling away from defenders. And foul is called there on Shiloh Greer. So a 1-on-1 situation here for Marcus Jackson and the Urbana Tigers. This could come down to the wire depending on how things play out here. Tigers are up by 6, 46 seconds remaining. And Jackson hits the first one. That's a big one. That changes this from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game. The Tigers are up 7 now and make it 8. So some clutch free throws there from Marcus Jackson. Will be Edison basketball, so they do get the ball back. Swanson wasted no time, dribbles it right back in. Luke Swanson with 18 points now. Here's Marcus Jackson trying to get that ball across half court. He does just that. And another foul called there on Edison. So 27.7 seconds remaining in this one. Urbana up by 6, 48-42. Edison, intentional foul there to send Marcus Jackson back to the line. Jackson sinks his first one. He's in double digits now with 10 points, leading the way for the Tigers. And he gets the second one as well. So 4 for 4 from the free throw line late in this game. Marcus Jackson with some clutch free throws. Swanson dribbles right in like it's nobody's business again. He's not done yet. And Tigers will be fouled again. Shiloh intentionally fouling Kyrie Hillsman. So 14.2 seconds left in this one. The Tigers still up by 6. It's a 50-44 ball game. nothing but net there for Hillsman. He sinks the first one. He's got 7. Very balanced scoring attack tonight from Urbana. And make it 8 for Hillsman. Tigers back up by 8, 14 seconds remaining, 52-44. Swanson has the ball again. 9 seconds left. Swanson throws up a 3, no good. Rebound goes to Edison. They toss that one back up, no good, and this could be it. 1 second left, and that'll do it as Hillsman dribbles it out. The 8th grade game is over, and the Tigers have the W. 52-44, Urbana over the Comets. We appreciate all of you tuning in. Non-stop action, wire to wire. Real close game here for the Tigers and Edison. It was tied up at halftime at 22 apiece, and then the Tigers pull ahead in that third quarter, and that remained the difference in this game. 52-44, Urbana victorious over Edison. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Tigers Media Network.